The Daily Object Show has had so many seasons in the course of its run, but what if I told you that there were many season ideas that didn't make it into the actual show? In a previous video, I told you all about Weapon War, a scrap TDOS season that featured a whole cast of characters that had never been seen before. But there are a lot more season ideas that also never made the cut. Let's get started. To start off, we have Cookie Crumble. This is one I got inspired to make after a bunch of my friends in 2020 were all playing Cookie Run. For the record, I know nothing about the game, it just got me into thinking about cookies. But the idea for that season was to have 5 different types of cookies battling for a prize. And then the villain would have been this glass of milk that probably killed them by dunking them or something. Either way, the idea for the cast was there, the idea for a villain was there, not much else was really conceived of it. Another season I was going to do was just called Inside Computer. Honestly, that title probably would have been changed just because that is not a good title for a season. But this season of the Daily Object Show would have taken place during the events of Season 1, where we see the eliminated contestants, Bloodbag, Scat, and Cringepill, going on an adventure inside of Computer. The joke of Bloodbag saying, "You kept me trapped in there for years," would have been taken literally, as they would have been trapped in there for a while with some antagonists that would have been out to kill them. The explanation would have been that time worked differently inside of Computer than in the outside world, but overall, the season was scrapped in favor of other stories. But honestly, I would not mind going back to this idea as a short in the future maybe. We already did see a glimpse of what was inside of Computer in All Stars, but I'd like to add a lot more onto what was shown because honestly it was a little bit boring to me. Spaced Out. Spaced Out was originally going to be the 3rd season of the Daily Object Show all the way back in August of 2020 when I originally had 4 seasons of the show planned. It would have taken a cast of characters in a space where they would have had silly space-themed challenges. Eventually the season was scrapped, but I did reuse the space theme for TDOS Mini Galactic, so it didn't get completely disregarded. Astronomical Annihilation. This season idea didn't originally start out as a TDOS season. I've had this idea for an object show in my head for a couple years now. The general premise is the sun is the host with all the planets as contestants. Pretty basic, but I think it would have been fun. However, early into TDOS's production, I was able to implement this concept into a season idea. Basically, after the really good smelling lotion flew to the sun, it would have been revealed that the sun was alive and it used the lotion for its own competition show with the other planets. It would have been funny, but this was before I originally wanted to use the lotions for more lore heavy stuff. So you can see why this concept was ultimately scrapped. Although I wouldn't say that this idea never happened in universe, as we didn't see the really good smelling lotion for a whole 6 seasons of TDOS. That would have definitely been enough time for the sun to host a competition show in that time, and have the lotion somehow end up back on them for Cobalt Blue to eventually get it in Beach Battle. But that's alright. The idea is always floating around in case I get bored someday. The original TDOS All-Stars.
Oh wait, TDOS already has an All-Star season.
Okay, that is true, but this wasn't the original plan for All-Stars. I'm not gonna tell you about this All-Stars. I'm gonna tell you all about the All-Stars that was planned back in August of 2020. So for the record, this is before Mafioso Mayhem, before Cult of Cobalt was an idea, and before all the real-life battle characters. Originally, back when the show was going to have 4 seasons, the All-Star season would have featured 4 contestants. Water, the winners of Daily Dash, Moonlight and Nori, and whoever the winner would have been for Spaced Out. The season would have been 5 episodes long. Those 4 winners would have competed in challenges until the 3rd episode, where the champion would have been crowned. But then at the end of episode 3, Evil Computer and the other 2 villains would have shown up for revenge, and that would have led into the 2-part series finale called The Evil League of Super Objects. I really wish I had been able to use that title in TDOS at some point, just because I really like it. But that's okay. Part of me wishes TDOS had ended like this, a smaller, quicker ending. But it is cool to see how much has been made of the show and how far it came. And with an ending like this, there would have been so much of the world not explored. The super objects wouldn't have been a thing, the real-life battle and Mafioso Mayhem characters wouldn't have existed. Ultimately, the world has expanded so much, and I'm so grateful you all have been here for the last 3 years to watch it. I still can't believe there's only 1 more episode left. Better get to work on it. Let's finish this. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the series finale of the Daily Object Show. And thank you all for watching. Let me know what your favorite scrap season was in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time.